Hi there folks, Borislav 24/7 here with another Days Gone Horde series video where I focus all my attention on one specific horde. And on this video, it is the Just Doing My Job mission horde that gets my full attention. Right then folks, this very unusual horde is 300 strong. It's basically located in the far northern area of the Highway 97 region, and very unusual indeed. This horde is hidden inside a Marauder Camp Hunter mission. Now, I'm going to bring up the map to show exactly where this takes place. As soon as you basically see this come up on screen, do be aware you are going to have a horde to deal with. And on this video, I show two very good ways in which to take out this horde. So let's do this. Right then, for these two easy kill locations, I'm not going to show the entire mission played out. At this point in the proceedings, I've basically taken out 14 anarchists that are required before rescuing that prisoner that's tied up in the chair. But as you can see, I've got a horde right above me, and basically as soon as you rescue Mitch Allen, I think he's called if I remember rightly, basically they will start raining down and giving you a lot of bother. So this is how you go about preparing to take them on. I'm looking to head over to this way, and the reason why I've got a remote bomb in my hand is because I want to place it beside that particular narrow entrance there. And the only reason for that is basically so that that shows up on the minimap. Now, I'm pretty familiar with this area, so I'll have no problem in getting over to that area, but it's for anyone who is unfamiliar. At the moment, you're not being attacked, so you have the time to basically find that particular point and then get that remote bomb placed. So at this point now, you're just going to have Mitch Allen going on a bit about how grateful he is and whatnot, and eventually he will leave, and you hear Deacon saying the infamous words, "Just doing my job." After that, the action will start.
Thanks, man. I owe you my life. I'm heading back. I'll tell him what you did. I swear to you.
Just doing my job.
So, I've heard the infamous words. After hearing those, you know you are getting a visit from the freakers that are above. They're coming down the two mine shafts, so I'm just basically looking to pick off the two barrels. You don't have to do that, that's just something I like to do. But from here, I'm basically looking to get to the safety of this area right here. Because once you're over here, with the exception of any explosions that might go off like that, you are untouchable, because none of the freakers can get to you. So I'm activating the survival vision. I'll take out a few while they're there, but you will start to lose our numbers very quickly, because I will highlight again the survival vision. Yeah, they're heading down to the lower levels. So, not a problem. From here, I'm just looking to follow this mine shaft section. I will eventually get to another narrow section, and from here I'm just going to wait, because the horde isn't actually into this particular section of the mine yet. So I'm just going to use a couple more shots there just to get their attention. But even more important, yep, you do get some unwelcome visitors that try to spoil the party. But little do they know that this 300 strong horde is coming down quickly. So all I'm going to do is let the horde do their thing here, and nothing's going to survive this lot when they are at this sort of numbers. But eventually they will come back, and here is one of the biggest tips of taking out this horde. Basically, have them over in this corner right here. It is fantastic because they group up so well, and you can actually throw down items without too much problems. If you're over on one of the other sections of this particular platform section, you will get some problems trying to fire everything down, but here it really is as good as it gets. Hence the reason why I'm hitting them hard with napalm molotovs here. Now, the napalm molotovs are doing a fantastic job, but you don't have to use them on this horde. You can just go berserk with grenades, pipe bombs, whatever you like, because basically you're so high up here that you have full protection from any of the blasts. So I'm just using the napalm molotovs for speed purposes. And also worth knowing, on this particular mission, it is not a criteria that you've got to take out this horde. You can simply run out of the mine, and basically as soon as you're out of the mine section, that's it. The mission is completed. But why deny yourself the luxury of getting 300 very easy free careers? Anyhow, at this point in the proceedings, there is actually not that many freakers left, so I'm going to use a couple of Molotovs, and then I think I have at least one attractor in my possession, so just to make the job a little bit quicker with this lot, I'm going to use one. Just get that over there. And this is overkill even with the pipe bomb, because there's not 20 freakers left in this lot. You're lucky if there's 10. Okay, maybe a little bit more than 10, but this should take out the last of them. And bloody sod's law. Now, if I get to the stage where there's just 1 or 2 left, that's it. I'm coming off the platform, I'm just going to take out whatever's left. And that is it. That is the job done. So the last thing that you ever need to do is to basically exit the mine, and that is it, job done. Now, as easy as this method is, there is a very slight risk at the very start of it when the horde first appears. But believe it or not, there is a way that you can go about taking out this horde that makes the job even easier. So let's get on to the easy kill location number 2. Right then, on this particular run, I haven't actually finished taking out all of the anarchists in this particular run, but that's not a problem because the last 2 are right beside Mitch Allen. So there we go, just 2 headshots, all done. So I'm at the same situation as before. I basically just have to rescue Mitch Allen here before the horde will start to move. The horde is right above me. But on this occasion, I'm going to be doing something completely different to before. Now, I will get back to Mitch Allen eventually, because you do have to rescue him in order to complete the mission. But very similar to before, I am heading for this narrow section right here, but I'm not looking to place anything because I'm not looking to stop there. I'm looking to head right down this mineshaft section until I get to the next narrow point. That will bring me out in this section where previously I took out all of the horde. But on this occasion, I'm looking to head up these ladder sections right here, because these will take me right to where the horde is. So the final part of this climb is right here, and then from here you can actually see a small gap in the wall there, and there is the horde. Now, before I start going to work on them, very important this to show, you can see there I've got 423 free careers. Now, I want to show that for a good reason, because most people will be thinking, yep, okay, so there's 300 freakers in this particular section. Wrong. There's actually only 200. But I'm going to get the party started here with 1 attractor, and it's very important once you do get their attention to go hard at them. Now, there is a good reason for this. You want the horde focused on everything that's going on here, because if you don't, and any of the horde actually leave the section that they're in and start heading down to the lower level, the mission will basically be fucked. Because Mitch Allen, who is tied up down there, will be killed by the horde. You don't want that to happen, so you just basically make sure that when you start on this lot here, you go to town on them in a big way. Just keep going with the action and don't stop until you've taken them all out. I've basically used a few grenades, and I could have kept going with a few other things because I've got pipe bombs, I've got Molotovs, but by keeping the gunplay on them here, yeah, it won't be that long in taking them all out, albeit I'm having to shoot them basically via the leg section because I do have a small area to aim at, but it's all good. This will basically get the job done nicely. Now, as you can see, I'm using a Chicago chopper, but whatever you have that will do the job, just go with it. Most people at this point will have an MG45. You might even have an MG55 if you're lucky enough. But at this point, I've got virtually all of them. In fact, I think I have got all of them. I will normally come through this way anyhow if there is one possibly 2 freakers left, because you'll maybe take one slap, but you can take out the last of them very easily. But in this case, it's not required. So, I've taken them all out. So, let's take a look now at the freak area count. And there we go, as you can see, 623. So, I've taken out 200 of the freakers. And truth be told, folks, I'm not sure where the other 100 freakers actually come from. Because normally when they attack, you just see them all coming from this section. But in order to get down to Mitch, I'm just going to do the quick way. Make sure I do a dive roll. I will take a little bit of damage, but as you can see, I didn't take much there. And it saves a hell of a lot of time and hassle. So, as I mentioned before, this is the really, really relaxed and easy way to get this job done. There is absolute minimal risk when you do it this way. This is basically going to be a 300 strong horde taken out without taking any damage whatsoever. Off the horde, that is. Yes, I've taken damage when I did that dive roll to get down to here, but as I mentioned just a few seconds ago, for the amount of time that it saves, it's totally worth it. So, here we go. Normally, you'd be facing a barrage of freakers at this point. As you can see, yeah, nothing's coming down, because obviously I've taken them all out. So, I'm just going to head back over to this narrow entrance point again, because nothing has changed. The marauders or anarchists that come into the mine at the very end of this mission are still going to do the same this time. Now, I won't have the same sort of numbers in terms of the horde in order to get the job done, but it doesn't matter. There is still another 100 that will do the job. So, I'm down here. And there we go. I am honestly not sure exactly where they come from, but there is a part of the mine section, and it must be from the lower levels where they basically come from. And as before, they're just going to take out all the bad guys that are blocking my way from leaving the mine safely. And at this point, I know I've got so many of them below me, but I'm not interested in using any of my resources yet, because I know there is a good chunk of this horde to come back. So at this point, it's just a waiting game, and yeah, they're going to get it with me times again. Okay, now we're looking good. Let's do this. Now, because there is only 100, I'm only bothered about using 2 of these bad boys. Already I can see that the pile down there now is significantly reduced. So after this, there really shouldn't be too many of them left at all. So in order to take care of the last of them, I'm just going to use 1 attractor and 1 pipe bomb, and this job will be pretty much done. But this brings me on to a very good point in the video to point out about the importance of this particular mission. Because although this horde is not mandatory to try and take out or even take on, if you do not complete this mission, then you will never ever see the Beaver Marsh rest stop horde. Because this particular horde is double locked behind completing the main Days Gone game and completing this mission. And I've just brought up the inventory here just to show the amount of free careers that I've actually managed to get there. It's not quite 300, but I'm not bothering going for the rest of them. I just want to show the method in order to take out this horde as easy as it gets. And that brings me very nicely to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching it, folks, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Take care.